Hello, peeps. This is my first attempt at trying to get a question and answer. What's going on with the hair? What? What?
You're fine.
What is it? Jesus, come on. Donald King look like here. But anyway, so thank God Pamela Aaralyn guided me through this because I've never done this before, and apparently there's a bunch of ways to do it. So that's even worse because of the Chinese menu. Anywho, does any, oh, hi, hello, gorgeous ladies. I want to ask a question. I feel I'm so close to another spiritual
Do
breakthrough.
you want to hear about before we start? Did you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, first, Bobby, she's gonna tell
Or I
a
can share
story.
with you later. It's up to you. But
No,
he
no.
gave me a dream last night. It was really weird, and we were out here on a reservation out where I live, and we were in Utah. And we were just doing some work there, and all of a sudden, all the Shivwits, all the Native Americans here, started leaving. We felt this vibration in the ground, and they started leaving single file with animals and everything. And
Wow.
they looked at me and they're like, hey, aren't you going to join? And I'm like, well, why? They're like, because you need to. The culture in your lands is dying. It's not good. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I started following them, but I'm a pretty modern Native American person, and they were
Yeah.
like climbing through trees and jumping up stuff and climbing fences and foraging food, and I'm like, so there's no internet, right? Okay.
Oh
So
no.
I'm like that. And one of these ladies, one of the Shivwits Native Americans, was behind. She was like at the bottom of the trail of the line, and she was guiding me, and she said, I'm here to guide you and keep you safe. And she did. If every people are joining, if you don't mind muting your microphones, because if you don't mute your microphones, it'll interrupt our program. Thank you so much. Because someone's here, I think it's Fabiana's microphone, but someone's here with a very loud microphone.
Okay, everybody mute.
And everybody mute your microphones.
Otherwise, you gonna go straight to timeout.
Yeah.
I can still put you over my knee. All right, tell me. This is exciting.
There it goes. He was laughing at you. So anyway, she said to me, I'm here to guide you, and everybody who's joining, please mute your microphones, mute your microphones, mute your microphones. I'm going to put this in chat too.
Good
So
idea.
that we can hear each other. We'll just give everybody a chance to join. Everyone who's joining, please mute your microphones. I'm not sure why it invited everybody as a panel.
Yeah, that's weird. I probably did something wrong.
Something happened and we invited every single person as a panelist.
Oh, we can mute people too. Ooh.
Can we? Okay.
Control.
I think some people don't know how to mute their microphones. So
Okay, let's see.
I'm going to look
It
at
can be
participants,
complicated.
and I'm going to mute anybody who isn't muted. Okay.
Oh.
I'll just keep that up and I'll mute them as they come in because I can see it. If you click on participants,
On Brian, I don't see how to.
He doesn't have a microphone at all.
Oh.
Yeah, he's not attached to the microphone.
Okay. All right.
So anyway, the Native American woman in my dream, she was at the trail of the line, and she was like teaching me how to navigate. And she was like, your culture is about to be brand new. And I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you. So I was joining them, and I was kind of scared, and I was kind of like, the new person in the group who didn't know what she was doing. And then I woke up this morning, and then I had a vision about it. And I was driving my kids to school, and he was in my car, and he's like, you're going to talk to my mom this morning. Yeah. And then I see this, we drive by Dixie University in my town, and I see the mountain behind the university and a big D, and the moon is huge, and it's going down really fast.
Wow.
Like super fast. I'm like, I've never seen the moon go down that fast this early. The sun just barely came up. And then simultaneously, there was this song by Trevor Hall that was on in my car, and it said, all you need is inside of you, and he nodded. And then there was this lady at the bus stop across the street, and there was a big public bus that said 33 on it, and then she had on a shirt that said 33 on it, and then she looked at me, and she nodded and smiled, and it was the same woman in my dream.
Wow. Wait, what? That was the real part?
Yeah, that was the
Oh
real part.
God.
All the rest that I just shared with you was, yeah.
Cool. Wow.
Oh, we have to mute. I don't have permission to mute people. Only you do, and we have to.
Okay. Well, can I give you permission? Let me see.
I'm not sure.
Can I make you a co-host? That'll do it.
You can do that.
Let's do that.
That way I can mute people that come in. If anyone's joining us late, if you don't mind muting your microphones, because if you don't, that will
Or
be.
sometimes I'll do it for you though.
Yeah, I'm
The
looking.
race.
I'm still. We
Okay.
have. Okay, everybody's muted now. I guess we'll just give other people a moment to chill out and join. I have tried to mute just about everybody, and we have about 16 people here.
All right. So yeah, I'll tell you guys what I told Pamela about. We've had these 2 back-to-back events, and I'm exhausted. Okay, but it was so awesome. And they all shared their crazy. Well, it's not. I shouldn't say crazy anymore because now it's come to be expected. So one of my dear blog member friends who has been there with me from the very beginning, and she has kept me on the straight and narrow. She's all really upfront with me. She'll tell me when I'm not doing something I should, whatever, or I'm too whiny. I mean, she's great, and the opposite. So anyway, I got a hug from her. It was awesome. She, at the end, on the way to the airport, she drops by the cemetery and takes a picture of Erik's grave marker. And then immediately, Erik puts the photo in her favorites folder, which she doesn't do. But, Erik's like, I'm all that, a bag of chips. I should be your favorite. So, whatever. So, anyway, she's in the airport and she says, all right, dude, I want something real. I want you to change me to first class on my ticket. So she's sitting there. There's her mobile boarding pass, right? It changes from boarding group 2, 11D to boarding group 1, C1A, first class. So you guys need to try that. I'm definitely next time I go to Norway. Hell yeah! I want those laying down beds. So, but it's hard to drink, martini when you're laying. Oh God, that's the only thing. But anyway, I'll live. So you want to start taking questions, or what should we do, babe?
Yeah, we're good. I'm just like keeping an eye also on because for some reason, like the Zoom link that we sent invited everybody as a panelist. So I'm just like in keeping an eye on muting everybody's video and muting everybody's.
All right, yeah. So I need to do it a different way. So look, obviously it's probably me. I just did copy URL. I probably shouldn't have done that. Maybe it's copy invitation.
It might be that when you send the invitation, that when they click on that URL that you sent to me, that they should be joining as a participant, not as a panelist. But for some reason, it invited all of them as a panelist, which is what's going on. So
oh no!
Coming and going, and
yeah.
Every time they come and go, I have to mute them. And
okay, so what should I have done?
Send the invite, kind of not the panelist invite, but just the regular Zoom link, I think.
Okay, I just don't know what that is. So I'll just
figure
that out. It's okay, I'll figure it out. No worries. Okay, let's get started.
Yeah, let's
you guys write down your questions, and we'll start out with Miss Fabi.
Yeah, Leela, will you please turn off your video? Thank you.
Miss. Okay, everybody mute. All right, so hello, gorgeous ladies. I want to ask a question. I feel I'm so close to another spiritual breakthrough. Please help me understand what's coming. Thank you so much. Hi, Erik. Oh, Erik, I love you, by the way, in case you forgot.
He said, love, 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 love. And I could feel like the expansion like this.
Oh,
love, 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 love.
That's so sweet.
He said, hit a home run. You're all about service. That's for you, Mom.
It's not.
Oh, yeah. That's so sweet.
Can whoever that is,
everybody mute. Everybody mute.
I muted her. Okay.
Okay.
Please don't unmute yourselves.
Yes, don't unmute yourself.
Okay.
Or I will send Erik to haunt you. Y'all probably want that anyway. So he's so much
They'll
fun.
be like, yeah. So anyway, he said that to you, and he's hoping you caught that message. Hit a home run. It's all about service. That was to you, Mom.
Oh. Well, we're hoping for the Astros. So, oh, I can just mute all on my managed participants. Do you know that?
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Dang, yeah. All right. Okay, y'all. Y'all are in mute jail. So, all right. So let's talk about Fabi.
Okay, so she was talking about being on the brink of a spiritual awakening, and somebody just joined. So
I'm going to undo the chime for entry and exit. So go ahead.
That's a really good idea. And Meg, please mute and turn off your video. Okay. Being on the brink of a spiritual awakening, is that what she's asking about?
Yes.
He did. I could hear him breathing. So how he works through me is sometimes I can hear him and see him standing in front of me, and then sometimes he just jumps in and does
Okay.
it. So there's a jump in right now.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And so here we go. Just stop. Spiritual awakening is getting really out of hand. And I don't want to get overly or underly excited about this. I mean, I don't want everyone to be so overwhelmed that they forget to just live.
Yeah.
Just be human. It's so important right now to understand that what you're meant to do is to be helpful. What you're meant to do is to serve others. What you're meant to do is just to help people be happy. And that's what spiritual awakening is about. So I just want to be clear, and that's all. I just want to be clear that it's about being human. Where are you going to go? You're going to go up in the air? Where are you going to go? What are you going to do? You're here to be happy. And like I just told Mom, hit a home run in your life, in your relationships, in your jobs, in your dreams, in your goals, in your hobbies. Just desires everything. Passion's everything. Why aren't you just hugging people, helping people, acknowledging people? When you leave your house every single day, I want you to shake someone's hand, hug someone, be something for someone other than yourselves.
Wow.
Spiritual communities are getting incredibly too selfish. I'm about done with it. Don't make my mom about done with it too. Jumped out.
Boing. Oh, wow. So is there anything specific that Fabiana can do? Like a first step? I mean, that's good, broad advice. Awesome. For everybody, really.
For her, he's over here now. He jumped out. And he's saying desire is everything. So you're a person that's all about your passion. I wish that the rest of the world was like you in this way, that when you're angry, you're on fire. When you're happy, you're joy. When you're sad, everybody knows. So why are you ashamed about it?
That's so cool.
So get rid of shame. Desire and passion is everything. And please know that you're here to teach. This is your next step, is to try to teach from a grounded and passionate place. I mean, think about it. Everyone thinks that the world is full of straight up positive angels or badass Harley riders, and you know, I like Harleys. So why is
he did. Oh my God. He used to go to sleep with.
Why are we judging people
on top
like the Harley rider's your angel?
Yeah, yeah.
He said, so why does the world have to be full of like angels or Death Eaters? Why can't we find something in between? Where's your middle ground? I want you to teach people. You know where your middle ground is, girl. So I want you to teach people where their middle ground is, where all the light is, where the pendulum swings in between. And I could see him swinging a pendulum and then stopping it in the middle and holding it. And he pushed it right before me. And he said, the world needs to find their in between. It's like they're off the charts and everything. Like, and they're terrified.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Okay, so for the documentary, we interviewed one of Erik's dear friends. And, you know, this is such a powerful story. He you know, he's got some clairvoyant tendencies, but he's afraid of them because, you know, I can't really talk to people about it. So the medium, Erik said, well, there's a cat somewhere in this whole situation. Well, the medium said, oh yeah, I had a cat, but I was horribly allergic. Yeah, what I'm trying to tell you is you're allergic to your own self. You are not comfortable in your own skin. And he said, but you have clairvoyant tendencies. You have seen something in the periphery and looked and it wasn't there, right? Yeah, that happened the other day. Yeah, wow. So, and they had many past lives together. Here's what happened. Long ago, this guy, David, was laying in his dorm room bed, and all of a sudden, he sees Erik's face with a gun zooming toward him and stopping, and he panicked, got up out of his bed, started running, but it was a dorm room, so there's only so much running you can do. So he said, oh, okay, it must be a dream, I don't know. So he laid back down. The same thing happened. Then the next day, Erik's sister, Michelle, called David and said Erik had shot himself. What had happened was that Erik, after he left his body, was jumping all over the place trying to convince us, hey, I'm okay. Can't you see me? Can't you see me? But we couldn't, of course. And so he had to go to David because he knew that David could see. And but that was a problem for David because now he associates clairvoyancy with trauma. So we're going to try to help him work through that. And that's an amazing story. And then David went to a very deep, dark place after that for a long time, but now he's coming out of it, thank God. He's lovely, lovely, oh, lovely and gifted. I don't know why I mentioned that. I thought it was a cool story. All right, so let's go ahead.
He said you mentioned it because I said people are terrified.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I meant.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's no reason to be terrified of them. That was the middle ground. It wasn't something to be afraid of. That is where the pendulum swings for you, is to see something. And people think that awakening is just about clairvoyance or clairaudience, but there is all sorts of things in between that they don't even know.
Yeah, interesting. All right, so let's see. We have somebody that says, let me see. All right, who made the Nazca lines? I think we did a session on that, but I'm not sure. I don't know if it's in conspiracy. I don't know what it's in, but
who made the what?
The Nazca, Nazca lines.
He said, what part of the Illuminati don't you understand?
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. What are they for?
For measuring certain devices that are hidden from humanity currently. Why don't you do research on your own selves before you do research on things that you don't understand that are only going to cause you fear anyway? Those things can't affect you unless you make it your primary focus. Everyone's making all of these things their primary focus all the time.
Oh, like reptilians and all that. Some people are like into.
And he said, we can talk about it and talk about it and talk about it, but if it's out of your control, why are you focused on it? What's in your control?
Because it's fun. What's wrong with just like exploring possibilities, Erik? You can still work on yourself, but think, oh my God, what's this reptilian shit all about? I want to check that out.
They need to get their focus though.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then when they make it their focus, then they're not focused on themselves and helping the world.
I got it. Okay. Here's from.
Hold on.
Muted me.
I didn't mean
I know, I'm kidding. I'll let you off this one time. All right, so I have been getting a lot of Egyptian downloads, specifically hearing A Vetol Elohim lehom eya yehem being chanted. Wow, that must be so freaky. What is that, Erik?
I'm looking
Dang.
at it in chat.
Okay.
Because he asked me to. He said, "Oh, those languages, that's your thing, Pamela."
Oh, it's not mine.
He said, "Those are ancient angelic languages from what you call Elohim, which is just single source of God. That's a bright, shining light. What you call angels is just something that you extended from yourselves. But what I want you to think about is why you, as a powerful being, give things more power than yourselves. I mean, I love angels. I saw one. When I left, I saw one, and then another, and then another.
Oh.
So I love them, and I want you to understand that what if we're all that? What if we're all just angels trying to be humans? What if we're all so focused on finding out so much, but yeah, you're getting those downloads because you want to know those beautiful dreams. You want to know your past lives. You want to know how creative and powerful you can be. So I challenge you to keep asking. Maybe it's there to help awaken you. That's your mastery. That's your stuff.
Wow. So what does that mean, Erik? The chant? I hope you didn't already say. I was kind of reading stuff too. But
I am an Elohim that speaks of God.
oh, wow. And what's an Elohim? Is that an angel, right?
Just a race of angelic beings, he said.
Oh, wow. Is it an alien kind or just a,
Oh, they all are.
oh, well, that's true. I forgot. We're aliens. We're aliens. E.T. phone home. All right. So, Fabiana says, serve. I so much agree. And I am so happy in my job and in my human life, being helpful to them, cooking for them, etc. Totally. That's awesome. And she also said, funny how before Pamela said, you are a teacher, I wrote, I am a teacher. I am a channeler too, and love to help also through that and through knowing how to be human. Oh, thank you, Erik, Pam, and Elisa. You're welcome. It was a good story. David, is that David, the David, the star of the documentary? Or maybe somebody else. Okay. Okay for sharing it. It's just cool. All right. Come on, guys, ask a question. This is your chance. Come on. What's my spiritual mission? What's the fastest animal in the world? I don't know what. All right, here we go. What message would you give to young boys, this is for Indira, who have attempted suicide? Yeah, or anybody really, but yeah.
Hold on just a second. Okay, still doing technical things here. Got that? All right, anyone who's just joining, please make sure you mute yourselves.
Well, I've got the setting to mute upon entry, so I don't think you have to.
Okay, good. Okay, because I'm like, I keep seeing people pop
Oh,
up.
no, you don't have to. You're good.
So ask the question again.
What message would you, this is from Indira, what message would you give to young boys who have attempted suicide? Thank you very much.
I want you to look at and be aware of things that you're avoiding that will direct you back to yourself. The reason why people commit suicide is because they are avoiding themselves to the point of so much suffering, so much pain, so much straight up mental anguish. It's fucking disastrous.
Yeah.
And I want you to pay attention to others because you will see yourselves in them. And they're trying to help and you don't even see it. I want you to pay attention to the signs that the entire universe is giving you. The TV shows you're listening to, the teachers you're listening to, the teachings you're listening to, the numbers and the lessons placed and the signs everywhere.
The songs on the radio. Yeah.
You think God's not talking, but it is talking.
Yeah.
The universe is talking. And you say that you're not connected, but you keep shutting yourselves out. So stop just, oh my gosh, stop cavemaning. You're not cavemen. It's okay to trust your emotions and to let them tell you something. It's okay to listen to the universe through others' words, through others' ways of reaching out to you. And remember, there's nothing that you can be aware of in the energy of somebody else that you haven't already known and faced within yourself. So what are you really scared of? Why are you so scared of feeling something? Don't just
Yeah.
deflect
Yeah.
and don't project and don't run. Just sit with it, man. Just sit with it. And if you can, ask somebody who can sit with you.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's true. That's very wise. Is there anything practical that we can tell these people or they can tell? I mean, you're right. You have to just be okay with going into yourself, feeling your heart, and trying to listen to your intuition and what it's telling you. Plus,
He
also
says
the
there's a
signs.
big misperception and misconception out there. He said the reason why I didn't talk to a lot of people about how I felt is that I thought that I would be too much. I
Mm,
just always thought that if I said something that it would just be too much. Like I always had this thought that everyone just kind of wanted me to be okay. So why don't I just act like I'm okay? And that's where I went wrong.
yeah. Well,
So
maybe it'd be what is hard for you if you did communicate everything. Maybe it'd be too much for you too to bring it out to the surface.
that's what I
Maybe.
thought, but that's where I went wrong. I thought it was
Ah,
too much to handle,
yeah.
but it isn't. The head, your head, he pointed, it will make you think that everything you feel, if you speak about it, you start talking about it, that it'll overwhelm you,
Yeah.
that you'll get worse, that it'll feel worse. And sometimes your head will try to convince you that the pain will never stop. And that's what's fucked up. You're not fucked up. That thought is what's fucked up.
Yeah. That's true. We're not fucked up, but our thoughts, oh gosh, we have to be so mindful of our thoughts because they do create reality, you know?
And
Anyway,
it's
yep.
insanity, and it's trying to teach you. Your head's trying to teach you that you're too messed up, that you're too much for people, that you should just try to be okay, that you should just try to feign mental health, good mental health, that you should try to put on a happy face. But if you just let it out, that is the healing.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so will you speak about the energies that are coming in? This is from Corrine Taylor.
It is a vibration. I just tried to tell Pamela that this morning.
But did she listen? I'm kidding.
He said she hasn't had time to really digest this yet because she just had the vision.
Oh, yeah.
But you are vibration based beings. So the energies coming in are literally shaking you from the cells all throughout your body. Your cells are just vibrating differently. You're uncomfortable in your own skin right now. Itchy, frustrated, emotionally volatile. People are angry. I'm noticing a lot of
Oh,
anger coming
yes.
out all over the place, road rage all over the
Yeah.
place. She said, so people are just overwhelmed. So what I need you to consider is that this stressor that's happening is just because at a primal level you are changing physiologically. This is physiological now that you are shifting. These energies are causing this. It's not going to get easier. Do you think that you can run from it and go meditate? You think you can join an ashram or something? For what? No matter what you're doing, if you're chanting, if you're meditating, if you are meditating while you ride your bike, whatever you're doing, however you meditate, whatever your spiritual practice is, the only thing you're doing is seeking yourselves over and over and over again in various ways. So, only thing that it does is make your head stop. And when your head stops, then you can listen to something else. That's something else that you feel, no matter what it is. And then you need to start being helpful and start connecting. The reason why you're here is connection. Start expressing that feeling. That's all that this is being helpful and creative and serving and helping other people through their pain so that you can all be in this bliss together. But you can't avoid what you feel if you want to be happy.
Right. And Eric's said many times that we are here as humans to remember that we are love, plus to remember how to love. All right, so let's take another one. I'm curious. This is from Diane. I am curious. I want to channel. Am I currently on the right path?
He said, how can you be on the wrong path? I mean, this is a really, really interesting theory that people have, that they can ever be off track.
That's true.
So he's showing me, a very visual person. He's showing me, and he's shown me this before, like an archer pulling back the arrow, you know, and he's got it there, and he's got it pulled back, and he thinks he's got everything centered perfectly, and the bullseye is out in front of him, and he lets it go. He said, so you are contracted for that arrow to hit that bullseye. It doesn't matter if it goes here or there or under or here or there. It's going to go straight back into that bullseye. You can never be off track to your purpose.
I'm going to mute because I feel dogs are going to be barking, but go ahead.
So you can never be off track to your purpose, and that's all there is. What if you can just never be wrong? Unless you're hurting somebody, you can't ever be wrong. That somebody includes yourself too.
Right. But there is no wrong or right. There's no good or bad. There's just they're all experiences. And there's always value in every one of them. All right, let's see. From Alice, am I at the end of my life journey?
Have you decided that? You should be cautious in that deciding. And really question that question. Because where is that question even coming from? Is it coming from you and your mind telling yourself that you're done? So if you still have a body, your journey is not over. The end.
Yeah,
Not you can make it over either.
Erik talks about that it's very rare to take a life as part of a contract, as was in his case.
Yeah, it's very, very rare.
Very rare. And then when people do not have the contract, but take their lives, they regret it. They see that they just fucked up an enormous opportunity to evolve as a soul. And they also hear and feel hear every moan, feel every heartbreak. I mean, it's just excruciating to feel that from the other side. Plus, also, you are painfully aware of all the life paths that you've sort of messed up. Like maybe you were supposed to have a granddaughter that was going to, find a cure for cancer or something like that, and then now a bunch of people are going to die. So you've got to be very careful. If you are considering, if you have suicidal ideation, I really want you to seek help. Talk to a friend, talk to a mental health. If it's imminent, please call 911, a suicide hotline, which I don't have on the top of my head. But, just remember that we got your back, okay? Get in touch with us. Let us sit and hold your hand in a cyber way if necessary, okay? Because we are all one. And if you're hurting, we all hurt, okay?
Right. Mm-hmm. He agrees, and he said, and if I believed in hell, how I felt after with holding all that grief and having to feel it like that would have been hell if I believed it.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
So I'm not here to tell you you're going to get punished and something's going to happen if you do it. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying it's terrible. And I'm also saying that you are privileged. You are in a glorious place. Mm-hmm. And there are lines by the trillions to get into Earth, man. And all you do when you get back out is get back in the line. Except you're in the back now, but still.
Uh-oh. And then it's like the deli counter. Pick number, oh God, I'm on 79, but up there it says serving number 2. Oh shit. All right, let's see. So here's the next one. Is the soul a unique expression of God in this lifetime only, and therefore related to the mythic images of the king and the hero's journey? Well, I mean, all the lifetimes are happening at once. There is only now They're the past, present, future, all happening in a moment. It's like, just imagine a wagon wheel. The hub is your higher self, right? And then each spoke is a lifetime, past, present, future, whatever. And when one dies, sucks up, back again, another one comes down. But it turns and leaves a track in the mud. That's your linear timeline, which is a human construct. It's not real. Anyway, so let's reread the question because I just totally forgot it. Oopsie. I'm old. I can't help it. Is the soul a unique expression of God in this lifetime only, and therefore related to the mythic images of the king and the hero's journey? I don't know what that is, but go ahead. Maybe Erik does.
He said what you're talking about is mythology, but what version of mythology? And how much of history are you going to actually believe, because it's based upon the past anyway, which is someone's story, not to say that it's true or untrue, but it's just someone's perspective. So are you going to make that mythological person more powerful because they were a hero, when you are the hero in your journey, in your timeline now, and other people are going to remember you as the hero?
There we go.
You're going to be a part of mythology, all of you.
Oh, I love that. All right, this is from Donna. A course in miracles helped change the. A course in miracles helps change the fucked up thoughts. Is that a question? I don't know. But Erik, you could probably do that. But yeah, it's a great book.
Sure is.
Okay, what is a good quality of meditation? Should it be no thought in your mind? Well, I'll just say right now, no. I know you don't have to. I can't. I would. Everybody's different. My meditation is active meditation. Weeding, sorting laundry, folding clothes, washing dishes, just menial tasks. But everybody's different.
He's given me that chop wood analogy that you know so well. He goes, you know this one, Mom, the floor meditation, except we're not going to talk about enlightenment, because who's being enlightened? Who is the person that is supposed to be in enlightenment? If God observes God, and then you're all fractals of God, who is that being that is allegedly enlightened? So let's just say meditation. Before meditation, we chop wood. During meditation, we chop wood. After meditation, we chop wood, because again, it's all about remembering that you are loved and helping people remember that they are loved. This is a service. That is all. So I'm not going to tell you how to meditate, because what are you then going to do? Sit around and meditate all day and not get in your body and help somebody? I just can't on that, man.
Yeah. Stay in your body, people. I know a lot of us who are interested in spiritual stuff, we like hang out in the spiritual realm a little bit too much. I have been guilty of that. It's like, we're here in a human body for a reason. All right, let's see. Fabiana, Erik, you have come to me helping me with tips, but asking again publicly, please help us understand how internet connection unstable. Please help us understand how individual traumas contribute to collective trauma and how to break some vicious cycles to help heal it. Well, that's a good one.
Okay, going again back to the wheel of whatever you call karma. I don't even like that word, okay? It's just learning. So you're learning. There are lessons. You share them collectively, and the bigger you understand, the bigger that dream gets, the bigger the lesson gets. So if you have a trauma and it's big, then of course you're all one anyway. So at a deeper level, you're all going to experience it in your own unique, creative way. So if you want to help break those cycles, forgive that misperception that something can be bad about it, that someone can be hurt, that something is wrong, that something is sin, that something is so bad about it. And that's it. Forgive and let go, forgive and let go, forgive and let go, until everything that you see is peaceful.
Wow. Okay, so I have a question. We humanitarians, we want to serve, we want to help people, but how do we know when doing so is going to interfere, with their spiritual path, their spiritual mission? Maybe they're here, they're supposed to suffer. So, how do we know we're not enabling them and just messing up their curriculum, so to speak?
Okay, so you're them. they're you. Are you feeling good about helping them? When you help them, are you honoring yourself? Do you feel a certain boundary needs to be drawn? Are you overstaying your welcome in their pain and then allowing that pain to become your own? Does it feel good or bad to help them? Does it feel energizing or draining to help them? Your body will tell you. Listen to it. It's a tool. It's there as your communication device to tell you when you've done too much. And if you listen, then you can't do too much.
Well, that's true. I mean, you told us a long time ago. Well, how do we know if it's okay to give to a homeless person, give a donation? And, you know, if it feels good, then it's okay. If it doesn't, I mean, because you don't want to enable them, they go out and get some Jack Daniel or whatever the name of things are. Yeah, okay.
You'll know
Right.
if you trust yourselves. If you're connected enough to yourselves, you'll know. But then that shame that happens in your head when you don't do something that you think you're supposed to do, or when you do something that you allegedly are not supposed to do, that has to go away too.
Oh, wow. All right. So from Luke, why does Egyptian and Greek imagery keep coming to so many of us? That's interesting.
One of the original races here on your planet had to do with a time, you know, when you believe in time, even before Egyptians, and you call them Anunnaki. So when you talk about the prehistory of man, there was a culture that you have forgotten. That culture is now dead. I really hope you remember it. And that's why all of you are experiencing all those symbols, because you are meant to remember what happened before prehistorical man, because it is a big part of who you are and you have forgotten.
Yeah. Okay, so for the person that starts with an A, I can't remember, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, and this is from Morgan Murchison. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Morgan.
1-800-273-8255. And you can also text the crisis line at 741-741. Okay.
And they just talk to you guys. It's not they're going to make you go to a doctor or
no. Yeah.
Basically all that they're there to do is to help you stay safe for yourselves. You know, there's this big misperception going around that if you call the number that you're going to get committed to a mental health facility, which by the way isn't true.
Right.
What's true is that they're just there to help you feel safe.
And don't you think your guides are going to help that person on the other line say the right thing to you and help you in the right way, the way that you need? Of course they will. You know, y'all need to call on your guides more, right? They're here like a little candelabra turning around, probably laughing at us, saying, what the fuck are you doing, man? Let us help you. Ask for help. We're here.
It's okay. You don't have to think about death all the time. It's
yeah,
okay.
exactly.
That's what they're doing.
Yes, ask for help. And you just say, universe, I don't know where I'm going, and I should not expect myself to know. Just guide me. I don't have the answers. Guide me to the answers I need. Anyway. All right, so let's see. What causes nightmares? This is private, so I don't want to say the name. So
it's okay. Your brain is like a machine. So there are a bunch of gears. He's going to make me do something fun. Hang on a second. So you guys get to play with us for a second while he moves my hand. Someone thank you, client who just bought me all of these, because he does this. Okay. My client Gina got me this, and she's like, you're going to use these soon. So human brain. I'm a really bad drawer, and he's stating this right now and reminding me of this.
Oh, like you are a big Picasso yourself, eh?
These are gears, okay? So
it's hard to see because of maybe the angle, because it's light. I don't know.
These are gears.
Oh, there we go. That's good. That's good.
So, all right. So
yes.
we have gear number 1, gear number 2, gear number 3. Okay, so these are areas of the brain So one gear down here, this is the hypothalamus.
Mm-hmm.
It tells you, you know, that something is wrong. So when this gear says, I am in danger, it starts to turn. That gear connects to this gear. This is gear number 2. It is the pituitary gland. And the pituitary gland shoots all sorts of hormones into your body and says, be afraid, be afraid. You either need to fight something or run for something or stand very still so that it doesn't see you. But there are these 2 other gears here that you're completely ignoring. So when you completely ignore these 2 gears, you have to have nightmares because these gears are important. They have to do with the pineal gland and the entirety of the amygdala in the brain. This is science, guys. This is not woo-woo, what I'm showing you, he says. This is science.
Cool.
So basically, if you bypass this and say, fuck no, and you bypass this and say, fuck no, okay, you're going to get to this, and this is going to say, brain, have a nightmare. She's going to wake up in cold sweats because we're not going to fucking forget this because this is so important. And then if you bypass that, stress.
Oh boy, that sounds fun. But a lot of these nightmares maybe bleed over from another life, bleed through from another life. There's all sorts of things it can be. My little girl, well, she's an adult now, but Michelle used to have nightmares about sharks. So I said, okay, before you go to bed, I want you to let's imagine it. The shark is there in front of you, and all of a sudden he puts a tutu on and ballerina slippers, and y'all start dancing together. So she never had any nightmares again. So, but I use and I still do it when I see a horror movie, which I hardly do anymore. I have to think of Cinderella and Prince Charming dancing. I don't know what it is, but okay. Okay, let me see here. Cause nightmares. Oh, she said, I am not Alice. I think I'm not suicidal. I have cancer and I've been through many life lessons, and I'm just wondering if this is my last one. I'm fine with going forward. Understood. So, Erik, what is the spiritual basis for her cancer? Because there almost always is.
Overall with cancer, it is a lack of ability to accept life exactly as it is. So it's a lesson in acceptance, meaning everything that happens to you is happening for you, and that nothing that happens to you and for you is not love. Nothing. So when you refuse to accept that and you try to take matters in your own hands over every single aspect of your life, then you begin to exert your own ego-based power into life circumstances, as opposed to allowing the universe to kind of come through you and just let God within you actually explore the lessons. So you are shutting down God's lessons. You're saying, no, universe, don't work through me because I want it my way, because I'm scared. So anger is the ultimate fear, and it literally festers and eats things, because you've got this fear that's growing and growing and growing all the time. So essentially speaking, it's not about really stopping the lesson, because that defeats the purpose. Acceptance and allowance. It's about stepping aside. Little you just steps aside, and that's it. You just step aside and let the universe work through you. And then, strangely enough, miracles happen.
You know, a lot of people at the workshop this weekend with Tammy Demirza, sorry, I mispronounced it. She told me they couldn't accept love. So self-love was kind of an issue.
Self-love or lack of is the underlying cause of lack of acceptance.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Of course. Okay. That's cool.
But it's the lack of acceptance, that specific lesson, that causes your lessons to grow and build, and then they get harder and harder until you love yourself, until you accept yourself, and until you accept that all circumstances are love. And stop trying to fight the way that you're creating your life. And
yeah, it's like a clock, right? noon, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you know, it comes back to 1, 1. You don't got your message, so just bing with a ball ping with a little hammer, right? Don't get it, don't get it, don't get it. This time it's gonna be a ball ping hammer. Bing.
Harder and
The
harder.
next is gonna be a fucking sledgehammer. So until you get it, you're gonna still get hammered. Now I will say, as a doctor, low dose naltrexone, LDN, is it's called the why not drug because it's so safe. Big pharma don't want nobody to know about it because they can't make money on it. It costs less than a penny a day. It has cured so many cancers, especially if you put with it IV alpha lipoic acid. It cures other things too. But look into that. Anybody of you guys who want to prevent cancer in yourself, or if you have cancer, there was a blog member recently that said, "Oh yeah, I watched your YouTube about with an interview with Linda Elsgood from the LDN Research Trust, and thought it was interesting. And then 3 months later, she develops advanced stage colon cancer, and so she knew her doctor wouldn't. But so anyway, she went online, find an LDN doctor, got some, and you know, in a few months, it's like the oncologist and surgeon said, "I don't get it. First of all, you didn't have any problems with the chemo like everybody else, and that does that. It mitigates the response, the side effects. But you didn't have to have a colostomy, and your cancer's completely gone. We don't see this, so interesting." But anyway, I had to do my doctor thing.
What's that called again? Low dose
Oh,
what?
low dose naltrexone. Anything, it triples the immune response. I mean, it triples the endorphin release, rather, and it normalizes the immune system. Whereas most of big pharma stuff like methotrexate, chemotherapeutic agents, Cosentyx, Prednisone, they suppress the immune response. Okay, so endorphin receptors are on almost every single cell in the body, and they stop the pathologic inflammation that's the root of almost maybe every disease, but almost every disease: heart disease, autoimmunity, cancer, autism, you know, MS. So if you go to LDN Research Trust, look that up, or lowdosenaltrexone.org, I think, just research it. It just works for so many things. And on my blog, I put on the sidebar a new documentary of theirs, how it would solve the opiate crisis. And I've been mailing every politician and every news organization I could for the last over a year to tell them that, but they won't listen to me. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, I will. It also helps with an alcoholism. It's the full dose naltrexone that helps. Okay. Let me see. Let me go to some people who have not had questions answered. Matea, where do I go from here, regarding my spiritual work? And I'm going to put low dose naltrexone in here for y'all.
Thank you.
Okay.
So he's going to answer 2 questions in one, because this answer relates to also the person who asked a question about how to trust their heart and get out of their head more and trust themselves more. So he said the same thing applies here, because if you have to ask a question about what's next all the time, what are you not doing? You are not living in everything that is most important right before you. The true essence of any success, whether you want to call it spiritual awakening, financial success, happiness, success in relationships, the true definition of success is full acceptance and embracing of what's happening to you right now. And he said this also answers the question of the person who was concerned that this, well, not even concerned, she was almost happy, he said, that this was her possible last lifetime as a cancer patient. And it's almost like she's ready to go.
Yeah.
And just give up the ghost. And he's like, no, she's not suicidal, but we do need to say that you may as well be if you aren't accepting the body you're in, the journey you're in, and it's really hard to do when the body's in pain. But there's a degree of joy in fully accepting and embracing your now moment, because you can't trust yourself. You can't get out of your head if you're always wondering what's next all the time. So in
Ah,
spirituality, we can't be constantly asking about what's the next thing to do? What should I do? What should I do? Can we get rid of the shoulds? Because everything you're supposed to be doing is what you're doing right now. And it's going to come to you when you stop thinking about the future. All the ways that your guidance is going to operate will operate successfully in that moment. It'll just, boom, just straight downloads all sorts of things just right through you. And you'll know if you stop thinking about the future all the time.
yeah, it's so true. We learned at the y'all. If y'all have any need to be healed in whatever, any of the four bodies, spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, you need to save up and come to the next Tammy DeMerza, you know, the healing deal. It's like, oh, it's crazy. She did something to me. It's like, oh, anyway. So, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, we go around life like this. Okay. It's like, what should I do? What should I do? But just like, guide me to what I should do.
Yeah.
Oh, divine ones. All right. So let's see. Earth Goddess, I feel like I'm not getting anywhere on my journey. Every time I try to do something to heal my situation on my healing journey, it fails. I am doubting my ability to heal. How can I deal with my situation better after going to numerous people to help me? Oh God, you would also benefit by Tammy. And she channels Erik too.
You said there's something you're missing when you say, I feel that I'm doing everything that I need to do in my healing journey. What if what you need to do is cry? What if what you need to do is get pissed? What if what you need to do is deal with your emotions and beliefs that caused the problem to begin with? If you are running from that perpetually in the name of healing, whether it's a process that you're doing, you know, whether you're going to Reiki, whatever you're going to do or call it, if you're running from your emotions and not facing the beliefs that cause it, whatever you're trying to heal, it's still there for a reason, because you're not facing yourself. And that's all. It's really that simple. All you have to do is find the belief that caused it, connect to your higher self, and tell your higher self, I'm done with it. And mean it.
Absolutely. Really feel it in your soul, your heart, everything. So we're going to stop at 11:45. Is that okay with you, Pamela?
Sure, if you want.
5 more minutes? Okay. So I'm going to try to get people who have not been able to ask anything. How do I learn? We're going to try to make this a regular thing, peeps. How do I learn more about my special gifts that I have to offer others? Meg. It's from Meg. Luke, you have a lot of great questions. I wish I could had time to answer them all.
He said, in truth, there's no gap between spirit world and physical world. There's no gap between where you are and where I am. And this is why your gifts are not far from you. They are you. They're no further than the width of your thought when you're creating a gap between yourself and your guides. So when you keep believing in something, I like to call separation. People like to believe that they're alone, that they're separate, that, you know, some universal stork just dropped them off on earth and said bye. So what I want to share with you today, if this is our last question, I just want you to understand that your gift is what you are feeling in that moment when you are helping someone or yourself. So maybe it's a thought, maybe it's an idea, maybe it's something that you're doing to be helpful for someone. Maybe it's not always as concrete as what you're thinking that it is. There are so many different types of gifts. Like, for instance, benevolence. That's a spiritual gift that people don't talk about.
It's true. That's true.
Being give something that just, yeah, the concept of giving heals the body. Presence. When you're holding a space for someone, that is a spiritual gift that healers have. There's so many gifts that we don't think about. Some people are activators. Some people like to weave. Like he said, I saw someone not too long ago, because I observed a lot of you, and you were weaving something, like a shawl or something. And you were just weaving and weaving, and every little weave that you were putting through that that cloth was a healing energy. When that person puts it over their shoulders, they start to heal from things and they don't even know. So you can call it prayer, you can call it whatever it is, but there's so many gifts that you're not thinking about.
That's true. Now, I want to take one more question, but I want you, Pamela, to please let us know, let people know how they can find you and whatever information you want to share.
Well, you can find me on PamelaAaralyn.com if you want any sessions with me. Eliza and I are hopefully going to be doing this more regularly. I think we had talked about like every Monday or some. What did we?
Yeah, whatever. Every other Monday, every Monday. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're
whatever.
still trying to work that out with her schedule, but it's every Monday, every other Monday, something like that. But primarily Mondays seem to be good for us. So you'll be seeing more of me, you know, based upon her schedule, you know, at her site and online. And we'll think of different ways to more successfully do this in terms of like maybe not having to mute everybody all the time. So I'm really sorry about that.
No, that's just me. Unfortunately, this is the first time I've done this. So, but anyway, thank you guys for joining us. Let's take this last one because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's important. It's from Jacques. My dad passed away last year, and for a while, my mom, my sis, and I used to dream about him a lot. We all don't dream about him anymore, and he wants to ask basically where he is and how he's doing. Oh, he's still around. Trust me.
Yeah.
He's still.
He just walked up and put his hand on your dad's shoulder like that. And he goes, "He's my man." And he just.
Aww, Erik, you taking good care of him, babe?
Yeah.
Good. So he's doing great.
He's doing great. He said, "There's this thing that happens. Sometimes people just need to rest. And just because I didn't doesn't mean it doesn't happen for people that really need to."
Yeah.
So I just really wanted to help people, and I still do. So I don't really rest. I don't really need it. It's boring for me. But there's this place that people go to, and they just rest. I call it the resting place. They just rest, and then you don't really feel them for that moment because they need that. And also there's this other thing that happens, and it's really natural, and it's called grief. Sometimes when you grieve, you just can't hear us right away, and we're there, and we're with you, and we're trying.
Well, there's a reason for that. There actually is physics, you know. Here's the long electromagnetic spectrum, right? X-rays, infrared rays, ultraviolet rays. We are a little tiny sliver, the 3D world, the visible range. And when we are in grief, we're all energy, everything is, the frequency of our vibration goes down to the bottom. So the spirits are up here, vibrating like hummingbird wings. And it's so hard for them to get down all the way there. And that's why we say, I'm depressed, or I'm feeling low, or I feel down, as opposed to, I feel high as a kite when you're on the upper side. So if you can raise your vibration by watching, you know, stand up, by doing a little samba dance in the living room, by listening to good music, that can help. Now, let's ask the dad, what is his preferential form of communication?
Music.
Okay, so he will send messages through music?
Yeah, he loves music. He always.
Oh, okay, good, awesome. This was awesome. I love you all. Thank you so much. Y'all check out, this will be on my YouTube channel. Check out channelingerik.com. Radio show every Tuesday night. I put that on the blog and all my social media, the Channeling Erik blog members group, just a bunch of stuff. So, and there's a whole bunch of YouTubes for those of you guys who don't know, interviewing celebrities like Michael Jackson. I mean, everything, what death is like. So check those out. There's a bunch of them. All right, love you, and thank you, Pamela. I will put your information on a title splash page here too. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.